Hey man, if you don't know me, my name's Colin, but y'all can call me CB. And this is my journey all the way up until 23 years old. So if you don't know me, I grew up in Sanford, Florida, uh, 30 minutes away from Orlando. So Sanford's probably like a little bit up north, from Orlando. So that's the kind of general area you could get at. But basically, I grew up in a very unstructured household where everybody, you know what I'm saying, they doing their own things. But it's a lot of things I was exposed to at a young age, especially when it came to like pornography and drugs. You know, I seen that coming in my life in and out all the time. I seen everybody do it from childhood friends to childhood, neighbors, everybody. Everybody was doing it. And during a young age, bro, I knew I didn't want to do those certain things that these people was doing. But I was so accustomed to seeing it that I thought, you know what I'm saying, that was the right thing to do. So my childhood, it really wasn't that bad, but I did go through a couple personal things that I just don't want to share, you know. But those things, it did help shape me to the person I'm becoming today. So as I was growing up, people they would try to like belittle me because I was different. I always wanted to do YouTube content creation and all this stuff, the stuff I'm doing right now. I always wanted to do that since I was a kid, but everybody I told, they told me I couldn't do it. They say, "Oh, Colin, you can't do that. That's unrealistic. You should go to college and get a 9 to 5, like any other person would tell their kids." But really, the moral of the story from that is that I was trying so hard to become something that I knew I could be while being around in an environment where other people didn't accept me for what I wanted to be. So as I kept growing, I dealt with a lot of self confidence within myself because I was bullied at a young age. I was always bullied for just being different. And I never understood why. But besides all of that, going into middle school, I didn't really have too much problems in middle school. I met my childhood friends, or I guess you could say like my day twos, but everything just really started changing. You know what I'm saying? After seventh grade, eighth grade, because when I was playing football, because I played football all the way from youth all the way through high school. So after like seventh or eighth grade, one of my mentors he passed away from like gun violence. And that shook the whole city because everybody knew him. He made it to the big leagues. Ron Moore. If you seen his Cam, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to your pot. You know what I'm saying? He played a big role in my life.